Howdy, paisanos!
Hello, and welcome back to more Films Under Constant Critique, where we take a look at films, some good, some bad, and some downright awful. I'm Bongo Baikov, joined by our host Maverick, Dren, Zaria. This week we're taking a look at another 2023 film, and another Mario film, the Super Mario Brothers movie.
And another animated Mario film. Because not a lot of people know about the anime version from 1986. Yeah. So, yeah, Super Mario Brothers, is it called Super Mario Brothers the movie?
It's the Super Mario Brothers movie.
The Super Mario Brothers movie, okay. And what was the 93 one Super Mario Brothers the movie?
No, that one was just Super Mario Brothers.
This ain't no game. Oh my goodness. Okay. But yeah, so the Super Mario Brothers movie, right?
Yep.
Okay. Was released on April 5th, 2023. It cost $100 million and made $1.3 billion.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of surprised at just how much money this one made.
It's insane.
It's like a blockbuster. It's the highest grossing film of this year so far.
It's also the highest grossing opening for an animated film ever.
And one of the highest grossing animated films of all time. What has made more... Okay. Wait. Highest grossing film. What's like...
So it's the third highest grossing animated film behind Frozen 2 and the Lion King remake.
The Lion King remake. Yes, that is an animated movie.
It's also, if you don't count for inflation, it is the 15th highest grossing film of all time.
So yeah, it made a lot of money. That is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Granted, movie theaters, like, the ticket prices are so expensive nowadays, so...
Yeah.
And yeah, this is our fourth animated movie that we've done on the podcast, the others being the Mario anime, the Russian Treasure Island movie, Hercules and Xena, the animated movie, and now this. I still can't believe we did that fucking Hercules and Xena movie on the podcast. I just realized this is our first animated movie since Hercules and Xena.
Oh, that's a good point.
Was it worth it? Okay, so... and this was directed by two of the guys behind Teen Titans Go.
Oh, really?
And some other animated shows, yeah. Could you tell or not?
No, I didn't. I didn't actually know that they were behind Teen Titans Go. One of them, Michael Jenelik, worked on quite a few Batman animated films.
Oh, like, Under the Red Hood, is that on there?
No, but the Batman versus Dracula is.
Wait, I think I've seen that one. Just a minute. The Batman versus Dracula.
Yeah, from 2005.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's not very good.
And the other one, Aaron Horvath, mostly animated TV shows on Cartoon Network, it looks like.
And what's interesting is Shigeru Miyamoto himself helped produce this.
Yep.
And it sounds like Nintendo was pretty involved with this one.
They probably didn't want another repeat of the 93 film.
I don't blame them for that. And I wonder, did he think that this one was too similar to the games? But the other producer that worked on this basically worked on a bunch of other Illumination movies, like Hop, the Despicable Me movies,
Okay.
The Lorax, Sing, or that Grinch movie they did a few years ago.
Oh, I forgot about the Grinch movie.
Yeah, yep. Did you forget about the Jim Carrey one as well, or?
Sadly, no. He's apparently the executive producer for Robots.
That's a movie. Yeah, that's a movie I haven't seen in a long time.
It's a strange movie.
That's actually the movie. I was really young when I saw that movie, but that was the movie that made me aware of Dominoes.
Oh yeah,
because of the ending where they're like toppling over like this stuff, and then my parents said, "Oh, it's like dominoes." I'm like, "What are dominoes?" And they're like, "Oh, we'll like show you." And like a few days later, we like played dominoes basically. So yeah, I was like 5 or 6 at the time, to be fair. So the cast,
we've talked about this cast a couple times on the podcast.
Interesting is they mostly went with comedians.
Yeah.
For the casting choices, which means if this movie were made in like the 30s or 40s, they probably would have had Mario and Luigi played by Laurel and Hardy. Stan as Luigi and Ollie as Mario, obviously. But yeah, the cast, we got Chris Pratt as Mario.
Chris Pratt, well known for being in reboots of every major franchise, essentially.
And for playing Andy Dwyer in Parks and Rec.
And Star-Lord in the MCU.
Star-Lord, who is Andy Dwyer in space, basically. And that was an interesting choice for Mario.
It sounds like Miyamoto approved it, though. When he presented it, he said he's so cool.
Okay. We got Charlie Day as Luigi Mario. Which, okay, that's also an interesting choice. That does make a little bit more sense, though, than Chris Pratt as Mario.
And hey, both of them were in the Lego movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Chris Pratt played Emmett, the main character, and then Charlie Day played Benny, the astronaut.
Oh, the spaceship guy?
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. That makes sense. And Will Ferrell played Lord Business in that. And also himself in the real world, kind of.
Yeah.
That was a strange twist. We got Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach. Which that was one of the few casting choices that I'm like, okay, that's not weird, at least. So.
Yeah, that one makes a lot more sense than Chris Pratt as Mario.
And I like Anya Taylor-Joy, especially in The Menu.
Oh yeah.
And we got Jack Black as Bowser. That's not the first choice I would have thought of.
Would you have tried to get Dennis Hopper?
Well, you can't now.
No, I know, sadly.
But would I have? Granted, Dennis Hopper isn't the first choice I would think of either. But, I mean, Jack Black, again, like, okay. Did you get the other guy from Tenacious D to be in this as well? Is this gonna be School of Rock except Mario? Oh, this is another weird one. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. No Jordan Peele, though. You know,
Sadly, he didn't make an appearance.
he was too busy directing Nope, I guess.
Then the one that really got me to raise an eyebrow was Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Yeah. And that's exactly what you get, too. You basically just have Seth Rogen
Seth Rogen.
playing Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. Like, I remember hearing about some of these and just thinking, like, okay, are they even taking this seriously at all? Like,
The best part is whenever Donkey Kong laughs in the movie because it's just Seth Rogen's laugh.
yeah. And then we got Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong. Again, another interesting choice. One returning cast member, actually, in this, which is Kevin Michael Richardson. He plays Kamek.
Who else was he? Oh no, he was Goro!
He was Goro in the 1995 Mortal Kombat. So wait, that means this guy is in two of the better video game movies.
That's fantastic.
Probably the two of the better video game movies we've done on the podcast.
Yeah.
We also have the voice of Mario himself.
With two different roles.
Yeah, Charles Martinet. He plays Mario's dad.
Yep. And then he's also just this random guy named Giuseppe who shows up at the beginning and end.
Okay. So Mario himself plays Mario's dad in this. That is very interesting. We also have Scott Menville, who was in Ernest Goes to Camp.
Oh.
And he's also in this. And we have a returning composer, actually.
Really? Brian Tyler?
Yeah, he did the music for Rambo, the fourth one, and Rambo Last Blood.
Huh. There was actually one other thing of his that we featured on the podcast all the way back in the day.
Brian Tyler?
Aliens versus Predator Requiem.
Oh, he did the music for that?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, he did. I did not realize that. Granted, that movie is a piece of shit, so I don't pay attention to it that much. Okay, so initial thoughts. You can go first on this.
So I remember the Mario movie got announced. Everyone was cautiously optimistic, desperately hoping that we weren't gonna get some piece of trash and that it was actually gonna be good. And then they announced the cast, and everyone got real worried real fast.
Especially I know a lot of people were concerned about Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
As Mario. That was one thing a lot of the internet was mad about.
Then they released a trailer one day. Everyone watched it. They didn't really show off too much of the cast, but they did finally show us Chris Pratt's voice, and people weren't too impressed by it. Then a couple months go by, and the movie's actually out in theaters. I didn't see it opening day. I think I saw it the week after. And I have a pretty similar opinion to it now that I did back then, which is, it's a pretty fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely one of the better video game movies that have ever been made.
And one of the better Mario movies.
Yes. It's colorful. It's fun to watch, especially as someone who's been like a lifelong Nintendo fan. Finding all these Easter eggs throughout the movie was kind of fun.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to add? Do you want to apologize to like Seth Rogen or a Chris Pratt.
I'll apologize to Chris Pratt because he did a good job. I'm not apologizing to Seth Rogen because he was just Seth Rogen.
Well, what are you talking about? Observe and Report is a masterpiece.
I thought Charlie Day's Luigi was absolutely brilliant. Like, that worked really well. And so did Jack Black as Bowser.
Okay. So when I first heard about this, I remembered thinking, okay, it makes a lot more sense to do Mario as an animated movie than a
Yeah.
live action one. And then, like you, when I heard about the cast, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be ridiculous. Especially with Jack Black and Seth Rogen, like those two casting choices, I remember thinking, oh my god, like this is gonna be like a parody or something. It's just, I read that, I was like, what? Like, no matter what, though, I knew for a fact this was gonna be better than the last video game movie that we did on the podcast.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
It's hard to get worse than that movie. So this is my first time seeing this. I didn't see it in theaters, and I put off seeing it because I knew we were going to do a podcast on it at some point. And I thought it was enjoyable. The animation was pretty good. The cast actually does a pretty good job for the most part, especially Jack Black.
Yeah, Jack Black as Bowser was really good.
That was actually a pretty good Bowser. I'm not gonna lie. Although I thought the voice cast just as a whole, though, I thought they did a good job. Like, I didn't feel like any of them were too gratuitous. I didn't even mind Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, if I'm gonna be honest.
I will say, like, the first time you hear it, it is a bit distracting, but I feel like it fits for Donkey Kong's characterization.
Like, he's fine. I mean,
yeah.
He's fine, you know. And even, you know, Key as Toad wasn't bad. Like,
yeah, no, that worked surprisingly well.
Like, I didn't love Toad in this movie, but I was like, okay. I mean, like, the voices fit the characters, I thought. I even thought Chris Pratt did fine. Like, he wasn't amazing, but, I mean, he was Mario, so...
Yeah.
The accent was a little inconsistent, but... We'll get to that. And Charlie Day was good. You know, overall, I thought the cast did a good job. And of the Mario movies, this one is probably the one that's closest to the games, the most accurate.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the 93 one wasn't anywhere close. And the anime, I think they got the look of it and the feel of it right. But there were some strange changes they made that... were a bit jarring. I also thought that the sex scenes were a bit gratuitous in this movie.
Oh, wait, that was Oppenheimer.
I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet.
Oh my god.
Overall, though, I would say it's basically what you'd expect from a Mario movie.
Which is a strange thing to say for a Mario movie.
Yeah, like... although, like you said about the anime version, it's definitely a kid's movie.
Yeah.
If anything, the problem with this movie is that they made it too good. I thought the point of a Mario movie was to get it wrong. Like, I guess I'm so used to Mario adaptations not following the games.
Where's my cyberpunk dystopia setting?
Yeah, Dinosaur Blade Runner. Where's Dinosaur Blade Runner? Where's Luigi wearing, like, blue instead of green or whatever the fuck? Or the weird, like, ramen ads sprinkled throughout.
Where was my musical number? Oh, no, we did get a musical number. The joke didn't work.
Where's Mario running like a grocery store with Luigi? Like, just...
I didn't see Iggy in the film.
I think I'm gonna make a statement, and this is probably just... I don't know if this is just gonna come off as redundant or whatever, but this is the best video game movie ever made, by far.
Yeah, no, I can't think of any other video game movie that would even really come close. Like, even the Sonic movie, which was pretty good,
it was okay. I mean,
yeah, it's nowhere near as good as this one.
Granted,
this
I know
top.
Granted, I know very little about Sonic, so like, I only watched those because Jim Carrey was in them. So
Are you telling me the Angry Birds movie isn't the greatest video game movie ever made?
I've never seen it. Maybe it is. I don't know. I actually don't know. I never saw it because I was just thinking, like, why would... Really? I mean, an Angry Birds movie? I don't know. And that has sequels? Wait a minute.
Yeah, I know they made a second one.
That's ridiculous. Oh wow, they actually have quite a cast here. Fuck it, they got Sean Penn and Peter Dinklage to be in the Angry Birds movie. Oh, that movie also has Key in it.
Oh, he likes his video game movies.
I guess, yeah. Jordan Peele, not so much, but okay. But yeah, this is the best video game movie ever made, I think. I mean, so far. I mean, there's not much competition, to be fair. Like, the closest you would, again, the Sonic movies, I guess, and like the first Mortal Kombat movie, maybe. I don't think
that one's a maybe.
That one's not even that good, but it's still one of the better ones. The Lara Croft movies aren't very good. I guess there's some entertainment value just due to how over the top the action scenes are, but
like the Resident Evil movies.
Yeah, and some of the Resident Evil movies, there's a few that fall into like the just you laugh at how stupid some of them are. Look, this is like maybe the only good like video game movie I've seen. If I'm being honest. There's like, it's a very short list of like,
yeah.
Whereas you do like, oh, worst video game movie. Oh man,
oh boy, you have a lot to work with there.
Plenty of options right there. Most of them are by the same director. So anyway,
my favorite restaurant owner.
My favorite restaurant owner. I forgot he has a restaurant. Yeah, when I say this is the best video game movie ever made, that's not saying much. I mean, this and the Mario anime are like the two best video game movies I've seen. Do you want to get into the... Did you have anything else to add before getting it?
I guess we can talk about the music real quick.
Okay.
I thought that like all of the original tracks for the movie were really good. Like all of the arrangements of like the Mario songs all sounded pretty good. It was a little jarring, however, hearing No Sleep Till Brooklyn, Take On Me, and Thunderstruck.
I wrote a few. There were a few I wrote down. Yeah, there was No Sleep Till Brooklyn by the Beastie Boys. Take On Me was especially out of place, I thought.
Holding Out for a Hero
is in that, yeah. Thunderstruck by AC/DC. Mr. Blue Sky by Electric Light Orchestra. That plays towards the end.
Yeah.
Although that one at least kind of fits the scene.
Yeah, no, Thunderstruck was incredibly random.
Maybe part of it is just I've seen so many movies that have these songs in them. So, like Holding Out for a Hero, I literally just rewatched Shrek 2 not that long ago, and it's in that movie as well.
Yeah.
Okay, where was I? The highlight though of the soundtrack is obviously
The DK rap.
The what?
The DK rap when Donkey Kong's introduced.
Oh, I forgot about that. I was talking about the Jack Black song that.
Oh yeah, the one that hit like Spotify's #1 when it came out.
Yeah, Bowser singing a love song about Princess Peach, and I actually heard that song before I saw the movie because I had a friend. He sent me the music video of Jack Black just sitting at a piano playing it, and I just was like, "What the hell is this?" But then actually seeing it in the movie, it actually fits in that scene in the movie. It's pretty funny. I never thought I'd say this, but actually this movie kind of convinced me that maybe Jack Black was just born to play Bowser. I mean,
he was like perfect in the role.
That dude just seems like he's having just the best time in that role. And yeah, speaking of Bowser, we open with Bowser and the Koopas trying to take over, and Bowser has this weird like thing with his face on it that flies around. What the hell?
Yeah, it's like a giant cat. It's like a giant castle that has his face on it that he uses to invade other kingdoms.
That's so strange. I was like, what is that? I guess his castle can fly. Like, does his castle fly in the game? I guess it kind of.
In Paper Mario, it does.
Well, that's a weird one to reference.
It actually looks pretty similar, too. Let me... Okay, maybe not that similar, but it's flying and it has his face on it, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. And yeah, so he gets in this. They get in this fight with some blue penguins
who are trying to fight them by throwing snowballs
and by throwing Kill Bill references at them because they play that song from Kill Bill.
Oh, that's right.
What was the name? What was that song? Battle Without Honor or Humanity, I think is the name of it. Yeah. That's weird that a Mario movie would make a Kill Bill reference.
I mean, it's weird that we got a Mario movie that had a Megadeth song in it.
Yeah, or a Mario movie or just a Mario movie. It's weird that we got a Mario movie. And yeah, so Bowser used this opportunity to steal the Triforce. Or sorry, the star power-up.
The superstar.
I am confusing this with the Mario anime. I'm sorry. They should just start calling it the Triforce just to fuck with people.
Just start calling every MacGuffin the Triforce.
Yeah. I mean, Nintendo owns both Mario and
Zelda.
And Legend of Zelda, so they could do it if they want to. But yeah, so the opening, okay. You know who the bad guy is now, and what he wants. He just wants to take over everything, I guess. So.
And then we get to meet our good guys with a Mario Brothers plumbing commercial.
Yeah, I was not expecting this. And they actually used the old Mario rap song from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yep.
During this scene.
And I don't know if you noticed this, but the woman that they have in the commercial that's giving the testimonial, she was the voice actress for Princess Toadstool in the Super Show.
Oh, really? Okay. And I was waiting for them to, like, do the Mario reference.
They sadly never did do the Mario.
Yeah. Come on, I mean, if you're gonna include the Mario rap, you might as well include the do the Mario somewhere, you know? Hell, I'll include it right here, just so, you know,
Do the Mario!
so that we can say, oh, our podcast has it, but they didn't.
Do the Mario! Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go! Do the Mario!
I find it funny that they apparently spent their entire life savings on that commercial. Because that's what you do when you're plumbers. Am I right?
Yeah, you gotta have that advertising campaign.
It sort of reminds me of in Ghostbusters when they have that, like, one ad and they're like saying, we're ready to believe you. It's just this really cheap, corny ad. It's sort of like in this. And nobody takes them seriously as a result of that ad.
Yep. But we actually get our first Charles Martinet voice cameo.
Okay. That was him?
Yeah, that was his first cameo.
The guy that was hassling them and making...
not the guy that was hassling him, but the guy that was playing the arcade cabinet next to him that said, "It's a perfect," in the Mario-ish voice.
That was him. Okay, I thought...
Yep.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's like this guy named Spike.
Yeah, that was a weird, deep cut. So, there's this guy, Foreman Spike. He was a character in the game Wrecking Crew, which Mario appeared in as a construction worker, and it seems that Spike used to be Mario and Luigi's boss, so he starts heckling him.
And this is not the Spike who was in the 93 movie.
No, that is a different Spike.
Well, good job, movie, on confusing me. They played No Sleep Till Brooklyn by the Beastie Boys during that.
Yep.
Scene.
Because they get a call. Someone wants them to come by to fix a pipe. But their van breaks down, just like in the 93 Mario movie.
Yeah, the beginning of this was kind of reminding me of that, where they're like both plumbers in Brooklyn.
Struggling plumbers.
Yeah, but they feel more like Mario and Luigi in this.
Yeah, you got Luigi, who's cowardly, but willing to follow, and then Mario, who's sort of headstrong, very optimistic.
This is more like what I would expect them to be like. Hell, this is more what their personalities are like in the Super Show, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
They're definitely not at all like what they were in the 93 one.
Or in the anime, remember how Luigi was greedy in the anime?
Yeah, in the anime, like, for some reason, Luigi's, like, obsessed with gold. I don't know why. That was a very strange choice. Although, the only thing that, like, and even, okay, wait a minute, that anime, I just realized that's the only one where they aren't plumbers.
That's a good point. They're running a grocery store instead.
That's so weird. Just, if you haven't, go listen to our podcast on the anime version. That movie
it's a strange thing.
That movie is fucking weird.
Where Mario and Luigi have to find the Triforce.
Yes.
But it's not that Triforce, but it's called the Triforce.
This movie really wants you to know that they're plumbers, though.
Oh, yeah.
So much that we get a scene of them trying to fix the plumbing in someone's house, and it does not go well.
It works at first, but the owner's dog comes in and starts attacking Luigi, and they end up annihilating basically the whole bathroom.
There's just water everywhere. Yeah,
like all the tiles are broken. They almost drop the dog out the window.
Yeah, and this dog is nothing like the dog from the anime version. I personally prefer the dog from the anime version. Well, until the ending. The weird twist at the end, but
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch the anime version again. That one was so weird.
It's so strange.
One interesting thing about Mario's personality in this, though, is that he doesn't like mushrooms.
Yeah. So it goes to then a dinner scene with the greater Mario family. And he makes a comment about how he doesn't like mushrooms.
And this does come back later, believe it or not.
Yeah. And we get to meet Charles Martinet's second voice cameo as Mario's father.
That's so strange. That'd be like if in like one of the Batman movie, like if in the '89 Batman movie, if they had Adam West playing like Thomas Wayne or something.
Well, they sort of did an episode like that in the Batman animated series. They had an episode where Adam West played this character called the Gray Ghost, who was...
I kind of remember that, actually. I didn't realize
Yeah,
that was
it was
Adam
basically
West.
Bruce's inspiration for becoming Batman.
I thought his inspiration was Zorro, but okay.
It depends on which version.
But yeah, so Mario and Luigi. This is the first time that we're ever seeing Mario and Luigi's family.
Yeah. And they've got a big family. They've got 2 uncles. They got a grandpa. They got a father.
Well, unless are they related to Wario and Waluigi or
No.
okay, they just happen to have similar names. What? So are Wario and Waluigi just running like a rival plumbing business, and they stole their names?
Well, here's the funny thing: Wario and Waluigi aren't even brothers.
Wait, what?
They're not brothers.
Okay.
They're just 2 evil guys that found each other.
That's so strange. Are they like alternate dimension versions of Mario and Luigi? No, whatever. But yeah, Mario and Luigi's family, they're kind of assholes.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this is the least believable part of this whole movie. That this Italian-American man, who's obviously a blue-collar worker, doesn't approve of his sons becoming plumbers.
And they're like making fun of the commercial and stuff,
Yeah.
and like all that. You know, just... yeah, it is weird, isn't it? But it doesn't really end up mattering at the end anyway, because they save everyone. So
Hey, spoilers.
look, this isn't one of those movies you can like. What do you think is gonna happen at the end of this movie? Mario and Luigi are gonna save the day. That's like the one thing you can guarantee. One of the things you can guarantee with this movie. Or sorry, no, that's not true. Actually, this movie ends with Bowser killing everybody and taking over.
Well, feeling sad, Mario goes back to his room and plays his NES, which is kind of similar.
Playing the NES. This is the second time we've seen this.
Yeah, because in the anime he's playing on his Famicom.
Oh, we're finding some interesting parallels here, aren't we? But then on the news, he sees that Brooklyn is flooding. And so they're like, oh, let's go fix the plumbing in the sewer. And this was kind of reminding me of Flushed Away a little bit.
That's a movie I haven't thought about in a while.
I had a feeling you were going to say something like that. But then they end up going through a very colorful portal. This is the same shit that always happens, and it's just... That's kind of just what they do in every Mario adaptation, is just... They find a portal, end up in another dimension, world,
Yeah.
I guess. It's another origin story. When are we ever gonna do like a Mario movie where Mario just lives in the Mushroom Kingdom?
When are we gonna get a Mario movie where he just lives in Brooklyn?
The entire movie is just Brooklyn. Oh my god.
I want to see the 20-minute scene where Mario's stuck in traffic trying to get back.
Oh my god. Hey, we could recast Bob Hoskins. Oh, wait. Yeah, they end up in the Mushroom Kingdom. They're just in this place surrounded by mushrooms, and that's where they meet Toad.
Oh, real quick. Yeah, I think we skipped over some Luigi stuff. So Mario ends up going to the Mushroom Kingdom, a nice, happy, bright, colorful place full of mushrooms. Luigi is not so lucky.
Oh, I was about to mention this. Yeah, Luigi, he gets stuck in this creepy forest.
That's like, has rivers of lava going all around it.
And he's getting chased by, like, skeleton...
Dry bones.
Skeleton... What are they called?
Dry bones.
Dry bones, that's it. Okay. Whatever. And I was, like, wondering, is this just gonna turn into Luigi's Mansion or something?
It honestly kind of feels like Luigi's Mansion, with him running around.
Yeah. And he's, like, almost falls into lava at one point.
Yeah.
This is also about the point of the movie I was noticing Chris Pratt's accent in this is kind of inconsistent.
It's very inconsistent. Sometimes he's kind of got a Brooklyn accent, sometimes it's just Chris Pratt talking.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, it's either he's trying to do sort of an Italian accent, and then sometimes it's just Chris Pratt. Okay. And I know a lot of people were criticizing Chris Pratt's voice acting in this, you know. And maybe that's part of why. I'm surprised Dino Hatton isn't in this. Like, no reference. Yoshi's not in this either, I just realized.
So at one point you can see a herd of Yoshis running in the background, like when they're traveling, but no, Yoshi's not in it as a character.
That must have been really brief things. I don't remember
that.
It
was. It was in that travel montage later on.
And then Mario meets some other Toads, and they go on platforms and through pipes. And this is about the point of the movie where I'm like, okay, yeah, it's looking like a Mario movie. That's interesting. A Mario movie that actually looks and feels like a Mario movie.
It's strange that that's like such a unique occurrence.
They even reference the famous line, our princess is in another castle.
Yeah.
Although the context here is different, because she actually is in that castle, they just don't want Mario to go in. That is until Toad distracts the other Toads by making food?
Yes?
What was that?
I'm not sure. That felt a little out of nowhere.
It kind of reminds me of this, like, Marx Brothers anecdote where they just camped out in front of, like, the producer's office and, like, made food and slept there or something, but, like, anyway. That's so straight. Like, he's just... I mean, I guess that's one way to distract him, but, like, I don't remember Toad doing much like this before this.
Once inside the castle, Mario ends up meeting Princess Peach.
Yeah. And Peach is surprised to see Mario because he's also a human.
Yep.
I guess, yeah, when you live with a bunch of mushroom people and, like...
an invading turtle army.
And turtles, yeah, this would be a bit of a breath of fresh air. And then she decides, okay, let's see if Mario is worthy. She puts him through an obstacle course. And it looks basically like what a typical Mario level looks like.
Yeah.
Platforms, there's piranha plants, bullet bills. I'm not a Mario expert, but even I knew what some of this stuff was. So.
Got some fire bars, and Mario kind of sucks at it.
Yeah, to be fair, this is his first time playing the game.
And Peach ends up introducing Mario to power-ups, where she gives him a mushroom.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to eat it, because apparently he hates mushrooms.
He then has to eat, like, 50 mushrooms.
That's so strange that they added that, because, like, that's the entire point of the Mario games, is he's eating mushrooms all the time. And that's also the montage where he's, like, fucking up a bunch while holding out for a hero is playing. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Although, to be fair, the movie's... it moves at a fast pace, you know.
Oh yeah, it's not very long, and it keeps the movie going.
It gets the information across fast. There's some humor in there, so you know.
Yeah,
it never takes itself too seriously, but it's not too goofy either. I don't think.
It's a good balance.
Then we see Koopa's castle. He has like a rock band playing for some reason.
Making this the second time metal music has been in a Mario movie.
Yeah, because the Megadeth.
Yeah.
The 93 one. And there was one line that kind of made me laugh when Bowser's like saying, Koopas, Goombas, whatever those things are. He's like pointing at like some,
Spinies.
Yeah. I never thought I'd say this, but Jack Black is actually a pretty good Bowser.
He's a fantastic Bowser.
Because there are a few points where you can kind of tell that it's Jack Black.
Yeah.
But he also puts on a deeper voice than he usually does.
Yeah, he's got a good growl to go along with being Bowser.
It works surprisingly well for what they're going for. And then Peach, Mario, and Toad go to the Jungle Kingdom. I've never heard it called that before.
To recruit the Kong army to go fight Bowser.
Interesting, yeah. And then this is where Peach gets kidnapped, and they have to go stop the ape that kidnapped her who's climbing the Empire State Building, right?
Of course. We've changed movies.
That is what Donkey Kong was referencing, though, is King Kong, obviously. Yeah. Toad calls Mario his best friend. Which I can relate to that. I've actually had people I've just met call me their best friend. Why do people do that? That's so weird. Like, I barely know you. How am I your best friend? I don't get it, I guess.
And then they go to Cranky Kong, who's apparently the leader of the Jungle Kingdom. And he says if they want the army, Mario has to defeat Donkey Kong.
We missed a few things. This was after the Bowser playing the song about Peach, which I guess we did mention that earlier. The backgrounds look pretty good.
Oh yeah.
It looks like one of the games, huh? Wow. I've never seen a Mario movie that actually looks like the games. So they definitely got the look right. They also find this place with like fire flowers. This is where Peach explains her backstory through flashbacks, and apparently she was raised by mushroom people, which I guess makes more sense than being part dinosaur.
That was the strangest plot twist from that movie.
Yeah, Princess Daisy is part dinosaur, apparently.
Yeah.
Luigi gets kidnapped by Shy Guys and taken to Bowser.
Yeah, I think it's what, 3 Shy Guys and then a Sniffet? The one that looks like it's wearing a gas mask.
And then Bowser tortures Luigi by pulling his mustache. This was a pretty funny scene, I thought. Like, some of the lines here were...
Yeah.
Like, Luigi's, like, saying, what are the odds of, like, some guy who looks almost like me and also has it... Fuck, I don't remember the exact quote, but,
Who also wears a cap with the first letter of his first name.
Yeah, something like that. Oh my god.
There's also when Bowser asks, do princesses find him attractive? And he responds, they do if they have good taste.
If they have good taste, yeah, that was pretty funny. And that was also the scene that made me realize, Charlie Day was a good casting choice for Luigi.
Oh, yeah.
In this, and it just you feel bad for poor Luigi in this scene. Like he's gone through so much stress in the few minutes he's been there already. And then he gets put into a cage, which that was an interesting change here, where Luigi's the one that has to be rescued
instead of Princess Peach. And then we get, like, the weirdest side character in the movie.
Are you talking about the nihilistic star?
Yeah, the Luma. That's, like, begging for the sweet release of death the whole movie.
That was a weird character thing included in this. And then they go to meet Donkey Kong, and that's where Take On Me is playing. And we get a scene that references Mario Kart.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting all the Mario Kart stuff.
That was actually, while watching this, I was surprised at how I felt like I was playing Mario Kart during some of this, because there's, like, anytime they're in, like, cars and stuff, it feels like Mario Kart. They go to this, there's this, like, golden ape temple, which I'm like, I like that. That looks like something from Donkey Kong right there. And that's where they meet Cranky Kong. And he says that he'll give them his army if Mario fights Donkey Kong.
In the Great Ring of Kong.
Which is this, like, Coliseum-like thing with metal platforms. And Mario has to use power-ups to fight Donkey Kong.
And then we get introduced to Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong, which honestly wasn't terrible.
He had some funny bits here and there. It's still a strange casting choice, but it works for this version of Donkey Kong.
I ended up laughing usually whenever Donkey Kong laughed, just because it was Seth Rogen laughing.
Because it's it's he's like the one actor in this where he it seems like he didn't even try to change his voice. Like, well, aside from I guess Anya Taylor-Joy, you can tell that it's Anya Taylor-Joy, but like everybody else, it seems like they're playing that character, whereas Seth Rogen, it just seems like he's playing Seth Rogen, who happens to be Donkey Kong. He was probably doing blunts as well.
Just while recording the lines.
What? So what, was James Franco playing like Diddy Kong or something in this? Are we gonna get Pineapple Express except Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong?
If that's what the Donkey Kong Country movie is gonna be like, I would be down.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so Mario, he gets his ass kicked for a lot of this fight. Until he finally gets a cat power-up, which I guess I haven't played that game because I don't remember that being a power-up.
There's some it's in some of the new like some of the newer games that showed up.
Which ones?
Super Mario 3D World, and then in Mario Maker 2.
Okay, I haven't played either of those.
Yeah, so pretty new.
That would be why then. And then he defeats Donkey Kong, and Cranky Kong gives them the army and some carts, and I'm like just thinking, this is just Mario Kart, isn't it?
Yeah.
We get just this entire scene that's just Mario Kart.
And, well, when they're building their carts at first, they're playing Thunderstruck for whatever reason.
Yeah, by AC/DC, yeah. And then Toad picks a monster truck. Because, okay. We get a scene of Bowser wearing a top hat and pretending to propose to Princess Peach. He really wants to marry Princess Peach in this. That's another thing. If you couldn't tell from that song he did earlier.
So that's one similarity between the anime and this one.
Yeah. This scene, out of all the scenes of this movie, feels the most like Mario Kart. They're just going down Rainbow Road. I mean, it's Rainbow Road.
And then the Koopa army ends up coming on their own carts.
Yeah, they're just attacking the Rainbow Road. It just felt like... Okay, basically what that entire scene felt like, it felt like Mario Kart, but with more explosions.
That's pretty accurate.
Although one line during this part I thought was funny was Mario says in his world that they don't drive on rainbows, and turtles aren't evil in his world; they're pets. I thought that was funny. But yeah, so Mario and Donkey Kong they get blown off the road and by the explosions and almost drown before Mario saves Donkey Kong. Peach gets captured by the Koopas, and Bowser tries to propose to Peach.
To which she rejects him.
Yeah, it doesn't go well. He seemed really proud of that line, love makes you come out of your shell, or something like that. He was so proud of that line, and it does not go over well at all. And then he basically just forces her to marry him or he'll hurt the Toads, because that's what Bowser does. It's the same damn plot he always has. It's just he wants to marry Peach and take over, I mean... Do you think maybe he could be a little bit more original at some point? Well, I guess when you do that, you get the 93 movie.
That's fair.
They might have been a little too original with that one.
Yeah, that's really what that movie was missing, was a Mario Kart scene.
We sort of get that, I guess.
I guess we do get a car chase.
Car chases, yeah. Those car chases, which is just Mario Kart, but if it sucked, I guess.
Oh, and then Kamek announces that everyone will be ritually sacrificed for the wedding. All of the prisoners.
I thought that was funny, the way they delivered that. They're going to be ritualistically sacrificed. Well, I wonder, is there going to be any heart ripping here? They do have lava, so...
Yeah, they're halfway there.
Halfway there to being Mola Ram. Mario and Donkey Kong, they get swallowed by this big fish. And Mario calls Donkey Kong a smash monkey. Which he doesn't seem to like that nickname.
Nope. And you find out that they both have some problems with their fathers. But they don't really bond over it. They just kind of yell at each other for a little while.
I was about to say, I don't remember that really going anywhere. And then they just escape using a barrel with rockets. It's just me, or is there not much of a plot here?
There's not a whole lot of plot.
It's just action. I mean, granted, that's about what you expect from Mario. Was the anime version didn't have much of a plot either, so...
The live action one had a plot, but...
It was terrible.
It was strange. And almost nonsensical.
Where's the rock? What the hell? Yeah, because there was like that asteroid. And the dinosaurs
You gotta
were
merge
involved.
the dimensions.
It was all explained in the intro. Remember with the animated dinosaurs?
A long time ago, the Earth was ruled by dinosaurs.
Not a lot of people went
People
around.
went around hassling them because there weren't any people yet.
You
just
know?
don't get no better than this.
Yeah.
But then something happened. A giant meteorite struck the Earth.
Okay, we got to.
Goodbye, dinosaurs.
And hey, what if they found a way back? Okay, we gotta move
But
on.
what if the dinosaurs weren't all
We
destroyed?
have to go.
What if the force of that meteorite?
Do you actually have that whole thing memorized?
I don't. I'm missing a few words here and there.
You've seen that movie enough times, though, that you remember a lot of it.
Yeah.
Apparently. So, Peach gets an ice flower and uses it on Bowser.
In an attempt to escape the wedding and save all of the people about to be sacrificed.
Then Mario and Donkey Kong show up, and Mario gets the raccoon power-up.
Yep.
Which, that was from the third game.
Yep. Because he gets a super leaf. And we see Donkey Kong get a power-up, which was interesting.
I don't remember what power-up did he get.
He just gets a fire flower.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I don't remember there being a bomb with a white mustache in any of the games.
There is. In Mario 64, it's King Bomb.
Okay, that's who that was. Okay. I'm glad you're here, because you know more about the games than I do. I think the only, Mario game I've played for the N64 was, the, one of the Mario Party games or something, but anyway. I forget just how many Mario games I've played. I haven't played anywhere close to all of them, but I've played quite a few, actually. Luigi surprisingly doesn't do much in this movie.
Not really. He does a little bit more towards the end, but really for most of this, he's just been taken captive by Bowser.
And he's separated from Mario for most of his screen time, which is weird.
Yeah.
Mario stops a Bullet Bill from destroying the castle. They get sucked through the portal and end up in Brooklyn again.
Kind of like the end of 93's Mario movie.
And this went the direction I was hoping, which is Bowser's throwing cars and stuff in New York and breathing fire. I kind of wish they'd done more with that, but I guess that would have just turned into a Godzilla movie at that point. Mario and Luigi get the star power up and become invincible, basically, and
absolutely obliterate Bowser and his forces.
And Mario and Luigi's parents are now proud of him.
And even Spike seems to have a newfound respect for the Mario brothers.
Yep, every citizen in New York is just cheering him on. Maybe not every one of them, but most of New York, let's be real.
Yeah.
They declare him the mark of the hero, Mario.
And then Mario and Luigi move to the Mushroom Kingdom officially.
Yeah, they wake up the next morning and Mr. Blue Sky is playing. And apparently they live in the Mushroom Kingdom now. Okay. I guess there's
2 after credits scenes.
Oh, there was? Really?
Yeah. There's nothing major. In the first one, it's Bowser singing another verse to Peaches. And then in the last one, we see in the sewers of Brooklyn, a white egg with green spots starts to hatch. And then we hear a voice call out Yoshi. So it's basically a teaser that Yoshi's going to be in the second one.
Alright. I didn't notice that there were after credits scenes. I just remember right before the credits, that star guy shows up again and basically gives a monologue about how, like, everything's gonna end or something. Just like I was like, what? Why is that
Very
here?
strange.
Apparently somebody wanted to have nihilism in a Mario movie.
Where it belongs.
Okay. So overall thoughts.
It's a really fun movie.
This might be a crazy thought, but I feel like if this one had come out in 1993 instead of the 1993 movie, people would have been a lot happier.
I feel like the bar would have been set much higher for video game movies as well.
Yeah.
Because Mario was the first, live-action video game movie made. And so if this was the first one, then they would have a super high bar to clear.
Well, not really. I mean, it's nothing, like, amazing. But
Okay, well, high compared to where it is right now.
true, yes. Like, I mean, it's exactly what you expect from, like, a Mario movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't get too bogged down in plot. It's pretty simple and straightforward. It has enough stuff from the games, to keep the fans happy, and it's bright and colorful. The cast does a good job, with Jack Black probably being the standout.
Yes.
That's like the role that Jack Black was born
He was
to play.
born to play. And I will say, I really liked Charlie Day's Luigi. I just wish he had a bit more to do.
Yeah, same here. Chris Pratt, he was alright as Mario, I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a better Mario than Bob Hoskins. I think really the only thing you might criticize about this, maybe it played it a little too safe. I mean, it's exactly what you expect.
Yeah.
And as a result, there's not really much surprise here. Granted, my expectation is that Mario movies aren't accurate to the source material.
So the whole thing was just a major shock to you.
I'm like, wait a minute, they actually got it right this time?
Impossible.
It's also very surface level, although again, how much depth do you expect from a movie like this?
Yeah, it is a kid's movie.
And Mario's not exactly like a three-dimensional character, I guess. I mean, if you like Mario, you'll probably like this movie, so...
Yeah.
Which is more than you could say for the 93 one. You can't really guarantee that people will like that just because they like Mario. Well, speaking of which, okay, if we're gonna compare this to the other Mario adaptations, this is a lot better than the 1993 movie.
Yes.
Definitely. It's also a lot better than the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yes.
I'd say it's about on the same level as the anime version.
It's got a lot of similar energy to that one. It's very colorful, pretty upbeat. It's nothing crazy.
I think I might have enjoyed the anime version a little more, though, just because of how weird it was.
It was a very unique experience.
Like, with that one, I did not know what to expect at all. With this one,
They caught me off guard the moment Mario was managing a grocery store.
But this one, at least of the adaptations, this one looks and feels the most like the games. Like, it's not even a contest. The lesson, I guess, is if you're gonna make a Mario movie, make it animated.
Yeah.
And try to stick to the games.
And try not to replicate Blade Runner.
Try not to replicate Blade Runner. Dinosaur Blade Runner. Also, I won't be surprised if Peaches wins Best Original Song at the Oscars next year.
I wouldn't be surprised if this gets Best Animated Film.
It might have some competition, but who knows? He'll probably be nominated at the very least.
Hey, at the very least, it'll be nominated.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about it, really. I mean, it's the Mario movie. That's all I can really say, is it's the Mario movie. It's the Mario movie. I feel like from now on, this is, instead of the 93 one being the...
the Mario movie. Now this one's the Mario movie, and now we have to say the live-action Mario movie. Or the Blade Runner Mario movie.
Or if you're talking about the other one, the anime Mario movie.
Yeah.
I will say, of the Mario adaptations, this one did the best job of, like, trying to take the Mario games and get a story out of it.
Yeah.
You know? So there's that. Because the anime one, it really is just, like, there's, like, hardly a plot there at all, and there's parts of it that don't really resemble the games.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, that one's kind of like watching a drug trip or something at some point. And this one has Jack Black as Bowser. You know what? Maybe I do prefer this one, actually. Do you want to go another rant about the TCU?
I think I'm good.
You sure?
Okay. Yeah. So I have compiled a list of various references to a bunch of different Nintendo things throughout this movie.
Brace yourself, people. We're gonna be here a while.
So I left out anything that was really a reference to Mario games because I feel like that's just kind of part of the movie. But there's some other things that are interesting to point out.
So you're pointing out references that aren't even of Mario.
Yeah, kind of. It's basically references to a bunch of other Nintendo stuff. There are Mario references in here, but like
the Triforce is in this movie. Did you know that?
But it's like I'm not including like, oh, this enemy and this enemy came from this game.
Ganon has a cameo. Did you know that? He says, "Or else you will die."
Die. Yeah, it's the CDI Ganon.
The best Ganon.
All right, so
try to convince me otherwise, and you will fail.
So, as we mentioned,
birds. Okay, where were we?
So, as we mentioned at the beginning of the movie, during the plumbing ad, the Super Mario Bros. Rap plays, and they got back the voice actress for Princess Toadstool in the Super Mario Bros. Super Show to play the woman in the ad.
And again, no do the Mario.
Yeah.
Which I will include again, because this movie didn't.
Take one step, and then again, let's do the Mario all together now!
So in that ad, we can see a map of New York City, and various streets have been renamed. So the real-life streets, Cross Island Parkway, Northern Boulevard, Linden Boulevard, and Hollis Avenue were renamed to 1889th Street, which was the year Nintendo was founded. Hanafuda Avenue, which was a type of Japanese card.
1889?
Yeah, they're an old company.
What were they doing before they were doing video games then?
I was actually just about to get to that, because it's actually part of the next reference, which is kind of cool. So they, two other streets were called Hanafuda Avenue and Luck Card Street. So they used to be a card manufacturer, and so Hanafuda are like a type of playing card, and then they also made 52 card decks that are pretty common in the West. And so back when they were founded, they made mostly cards before they started branching out into toys, and then eventually into video games.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised that they did toys at one point.
Additionally, Hollis Avenue was renamed to Link Street as a reference to the Legend of Zelda character Link.
Link, of course, yeah.
Additionally, during several different newscasts, if you pay attention to the tickers that are running sort of at the bottom of the news, you will see several references to other Nintendo series. The first one mentions sightings of giant underground crabs, which is a reference to the Mario Brothers arcade game, where one of the enemies are those giant crabs walking around in the
Crabs.
sewers.
People. Crab people, bro.
Another headline mentions a solar system called FS-176, which is where the Metroid games take place.
So they have okay, that's interesting.
When another headline,
a Metroid movie.
I really hope they do, but
I guess they kind of did. Alien.
Finally, another headline shown says that a racer named R. Hayama won some sort of wave race, which is a reference to the game Wave Race 64, where one of the racers is Ryota Hayami.
Is it bad that I haven't heard of some of these?
Don't worry, some of these are obscure.
I've never heard of Wave Race before.
It's basically you're on like one of those I forget what they're called, but like sort of like those water not a speedboat, but I forget what they're called, but you're basically on one of those like jet ski types.
And
racing.
Like, yeah. Water skaters, basically. Okay.
Yeah. The pizzeria at the beginning and ending of the film is named Punch-Out Pizzeria, which is a reference to the video game series Punch-Out.
Yeah, the one with Mike Tyson.
Yeah, although Mike doesn't make an appearance in the game, the walls do have photos of various boxers from different games in the series.
And additionally, was in the first game where you have to, like, the last round, you have to fight Mike Tyson himself.
Yeah.
That's so weird that they would do that.
Additionally, in this pizzeria, there is an arcade cabinet called Jumpman. Jumpman was Mario's original name in the Donkey Kong arcade game.
That's right, yeah.
And the arcade game that's shown looks very similar to Donkey Kong.
Wasn't one of his other names, like, Mr. Video or something like that?
Yep, that's what they called him during development of Donkey Kong.
Yeah, but they didn't end up using that, apparently.
Yeah.
Kind of don't blame him. It's kind of a boring name.
In the construction zone early in the movie, 2 signs depict Mr. Game & Watch, a character heavily featured in these sort of LCD...
Mr. Game & Watch is in this?
Yeah, he shows up very briefly, but he's in it.
I don't remember that. They really wanted to fit those Easter eggs in there, didn't they?
Yeah. Pauline, who was the damsel in distress in the Donkey Kong arcade game, features in a cameo as the mayor of New York City. And then on the Mario Brothers plumbing truck at the beginning of the movie, there's a sticker in the corner of the window which resembles the Nintendo seal of approval.
Okay.
There are a few references within the New York couple's apartment, the apartment they go to fix the plumbing. An abstract painting of the dog from Duck Hunt laughing can be seen on the wall.
How many more of these are
there? I don't have a whole lot, so. Additionally, a statue resembling a Pikmin from the Pikmin games can be seen in the apartment. There is a market called the Gyro Market that can be seen, and that has
a fucking
Rob's
gyro.
head as its
Wait,
logo.
is that a Gyromite reference?
Yep. The logo for the company is Rob's head, and so it is a reference to Gyromite.
Okay, I can't believe that's in there. Did the fucking AVGN help with some of this or something?
A travel agency in the movie can be seen in the background named Super Sunshine Travel Agency, which is a reference to Super Mario Sunshine.
And right next to that is Power Glove Airlines.
Additionally, the logo for the travel agency is a dolphin, which was the code name of the GameCube while under development. There are a number of references within the apartment at the beginning of the movie. First of all, Mario and Luigi's father bears a strong resemblance to Talon, a character from the Legend of Zelda series.
I wonder who took the time to compile this list. Like, who was sitting there in the theater just, like, writing down, like, here's a reference to that. Who has to... Oh, my God. You'd have to watch this movie.
Yeah, no,
so many
there's
times.
some stuff that I didn't even catch.
Or you would have had to, like, you have to, like, really know a lot about video games to get some of these.
So, the photo I just sent is the character Talon, who bears a pretty strong resemblance to Mario's father in this movie. Additionally, within Mario's room, we have
He
quite
looks
a few
kind of like
references.
Chester A. Arthur.
A little bit. Cat, why are you screaming?
Who apparently, Chester A. Arthur's apparently our most forgotten president. Whenever people are asked to name off presidents, he's the one that's least likely to be mentioned, apparently.
Huh.
The poor guy. Which is why he's a huge plot point in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
That's right. Chester A. Arthur.
The 21st president of the United States. Poor guy. He wasn't that bad of a president either. I mean, for fuck's sake, he's not like James Buchanan or Andrew Johnson.
Within Mario's apartment, we also get another series of references. On top of Mario's TV is an R-Wing, which is a ship from the Star Fox series. There's a sticker of Nintendo's logo that can be seen on the side of the TV. Additionally, there are posters that have the box art for Tennis, Golf, and F-Zero, as well as other posters that show characters from Kung Fu, Ice Climber, Pro Wrestling, and Excite Bike.
There's a Kung Fu game?
Yeah, on NES.
Based on the show?
No, it's its own thing.
Damn it, I wanted a video game where I get to play as David Carradine.
Several characters from the Donkey Kong Country series make cameos in this film, including Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, Swanky Kong, Funky Kong, and Chunky Kong.
Only one I remember is Diddy Kong, because he's there during the big Coliseum thing. I think he's, of the ones you listed, he's probably the only one that has lines.
Yeah.
Maybe one line.
Luigi's ringtone on his phone is the GameCube startup jingle, and the unknown caller icon on his phone resembles a me. There are other smaller references throughout, such as islands that resemble the shapes of various Nintendo controllers, but in terms of like big references, those were all of them.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, they really tried to cram in as many of them as possible.
And it's like all within the Brooklyn scenes, too.
Yeah. Because in the Mushroom Kingdom, they gotta have all the Mario references.
Yeah.
You don't have time for anything else there. And yet, there's no Do the Mario, there's no rice or ice cream ads. Okay, so some of the stuff I have. At one point, they wanted the movie to be directed by Genndy Tartakovsky, who did the 2003 Clone Wars microseries.
Huh.
That would have been interesting.
That would have been a very different end product.
Yeah, you would have had Mario punching a bunch of Goombas to death. It looked sort of like an anime. Mario originally had a thicker Italian accent, but they decided to change it as he sounded too much like Tony Soprano.
That would have been a fun.
Yeah. Same with Luigi, apparently. He originally had more of an Italian accent, but the producers decided he sounded too much like a character from Goodfellas. So basically, they didn't want Mario and Luigi to sound like gangsters, you know. Which there is a movie in Hudson Hawk. There's these like gangsters called the Mario Brothers, and one of them's played by, you guessed it, Frank Stallone. But yeah, I guess if they'd gone that direction, the Mario Brothers would have been more like Scapelli in that case. Donkey Kong's design was changed for the first time since the video game Donkey Kong Country.
Huh.
For his new design, artists incorporate elements of both his modern design and his original design from his debut appearance in the arcade game Donkey Kong. This also might be the first Mario movie that will get a sequel.
Yeah.
So, congratulations. They were also thinking of doing Luigi's Mansion spinoff or a Donkey Kong spinoff. Will this become a Mario cinematic universe, possibly?
Here's an interesting bit of trivia.
Although the sequel is on hold right now because of, well, the writer's strike.
Oh, here's an interesting one. Anya Taylor-Joy dubbed Princess Peach in English and in Spanish, both European and Latin American Spanish. Charles Martinet also dubbed Mario's dad and Giuseppe in English, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, and French.
I guess I didn't realize Anya Taylor-Joy could speak Spanish, huh?
And Charles Martinet can speak like 5 languages, apparently.
Yeah. Apparently Mario is playing Kid Icarus on his NES.
Yes, I forgot to mention that.
Designs for Mario and Luigi's parents and relatives were based on sketches made by Nintendo that went unused in the games.
Something interesting.
Marks the first time in non-video game material where Princess Peach is referred to as such outside of Japan, rather than as her original name, Princess Toadstool. That is actually true.
That's a really weird, but yeah.
As far as it took that long, but yeah, that's, yeah.
That is strange.
I guess in the anime, she's Peach, but that was in Japan, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, in the 93 movie, Peach isn't even in that. It's Daisy.
It's Daisy.
And then, yeah, so it took them however long, but yeah. Finally got a Mario adaptation where she's named Peach. The website shown at the end of the Super Mario Brothers plumbing commercial, www.smbplumbing.com, was a real site at the time of the film's release.
Hey, it's still up.
The website gave the business phone number as 1-929-556-2746 or 1-929-55-Mario. At the time of the film's release, calling that number would play a recorded message from Luigi. Do you want to try calling it and see if it works? We could get it like recorded.
Yeah, hold on. What's the number?
I don't know if it's this one or this. Because it has these two numbers, and I'm not sure if...
Yeah, let me... So I think I saw that on the Mario Wiki. Let me just double check this one real quick.
I don't know if this is gonna work or not.
929.
I'm afraid if we call it, they're
5,
gonna
6,
actually
2, 7.
ask to do our plumbing.
All right.
Thank you for calling Super Mario Brothers Plumbing. It's me, Luigi. If you need service, please text us at the same number you just called, 92955 Mario.
It's not like going through.
929-556-2746. Message us about any issues wherever you live. House, condo, mansion. And we'll be sure.
It's playing, it's just not going through Discord for some reason.
Mario Brothers Plumbing, we don't say let's wait, we say let's go. Oh, and check our website, fmbplumbing.com. We're still working on it, so more updates to come. Bye-bye!
Here, I got it all recorded.
Was Luigi actually saying that?
Yeah, it was Charlie Day, Luigi.
Oh, wow, that's funny.
Thank you for calling Super Mario Brothers Plumbing. It's me, Luigi.
So I guess if you actually call that, you can talk to Charlie Day as a recorded message. Okay. That's so funny. And we actually got it recorded.
I know.
So Charlie Day, I guess, has a cameo on our
on our podcast.
The song Peaches debuted at number 83 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Nice.
Giving Jack Black his first solo hit. And his first hit overall since Tenacious D's The Pick of Destiny peaked at number 78 in 2006.
Wow.
Some of Bowser's roars are provided by Kenny James, his current voice actor in the games.
Huh. Oh no.
What?
Oh no. I decided to look into Kenny James here. He was in the Titanic too.
Is that the one with the rapping dog?
No, it's like an asylum movie, Titanic 2.
Oh, yeah, that's even worse.
100 years later, lightning strikes twice.
Poor Bruce Davison ended up in that. Oh my god. Willard,
He's credited as
what are you doing,
ship
Willard?
passenger who survived.
Despite the film's release being pushed back from December 2022 to April 2023, Happy Meal toys of characters appearing as they do in the film still came around less than a month after the originally intended release date. At least they didn't cancel the Happy Meals then, like they did with Batman Returns. Jack Black used Darth Vader as inspiration for his Bowser voice.
That's pretty good.
Interesting. Mario, I am your father. Or, sorry, it's no, I am your father. Okay, so, yeah, it looks like the trivia is the same fucking shit we mentioned earlier. Okay. Do you want to wrap it up now?
Yeah. So,
it's the best Mario movie.
And it's the best video game movie.
Yeah. You actually managed to make a good video game movie for once. That's interesting. Are we existing in reality right now? That's the question. Then again, I guess this is the same reality where people treat Oppenheimer and Barbie as a double features.
Well, until next time, do the Mario.
Yeah. Oh, god damn it.
Let's do the Mario all together now.
Good night, you stupid idiot. Good night, you miserable slob.